Shalom up, Kim. We'll start off real soon. Alright, come on. Start off with Shalom as always, brothers. It means all praises to the Most High Yahweh in the name of Yahweh. Yahweh being the ancient Hebrew name of the Messiah, on which the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and Yahweh being the ancient Hebrew name of the Most High as well, on which the world ignorantly calls God. And also double honors to the great Most Son Apostles. And today, we're going to talk about the fact that Jake still thinks that the mark of the beast is generations away. Because last Friday, I was talking to some Jake back in school, and yeah, we were just talking about the mark of the beast. Well, not the mark of the beast, but really, I was pretty much just testing his spirit, innit? Because we were talking, I was the one who brought up the conversation where if there was a time where you had to take a microchip to buy yourself in, the question was, would you take it? And then that's how we got into that conversation. I'm the one who propped it up just to test his spirit, you know, just to see if Jake is really into it. Really into actually serving Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. You know, you got to test the spirit of Jake first before you then reveal other things. But the point being is, the Israelite that I was speaking to as well, he thought that this mark of the beast is still generations away. Because he told me, just because of the fact that everyone else right now were walking with phones and all these devices as well that he used to pay for things. You know? Because we used to use cash. Now more frequently, people use cards, people use phones to pay for things. And the point being is, just because we use phones and cards to pay for things doesn't mean the mark of the beast ain't too close. But you know, I think ATM is shutting down. That's going to bring in way for this mark of the beast system to come in. You don't know you're Israelites. Shows the people the Most High. Brother, you got to come back, man. After this jab, it's going to be the mark of the beast. Anyways, that's Israel right there. You don't want to listen. But yeah, the point being is, Jake still thinks that we're generations away. And of course that goes into Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3. So I'm going to get it right now. And of course up here today is a sunny day as well, man. You wouldn't want to miss camp on this type of day. But anyways, let me get Habakkuk.
Sorry.
You alright? Yeah, I'm fine. I saw you near Old Kent Road the other time. Yeah.
Where were you at?
Huh?
Old Kent Road?
Yeah, I mean, I was on the bus when I saw you there. Yeah. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? We're good.
I'm preaching. Have you heard of the Hebrew Israelites?
No.
You haven't?
But I'm getting closer to God.
Yeah.
I'll be humble. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm just preaching.
You should. Look what's that.
But it ain't just for your own awareness though, it ain't the type of typical Christian type of stuff.
What's it
Yeah.
about?
Basically, when I say the Hebrew Israelites, I talk about the Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. But there's scripture within the Bible, I think it's Revelation chapter 2 verse 9, where it mentions there being fake Jews and real Jews essentially. So what I'm pretty much preaching about is preaching to the Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, because the one way to identify the real Jews is through the curses of Deuteronomy chapter 28. Of course, you need to do a lot of studying in order to understand this stuff.
What's this about?
I think basically the rise of Israel, that's literally what it is.
The rise of
Israel.
Israel.
The real Israel.
Basically, in my country, we do have Jewish, but they were being persecuted back in the 80s. They had to go in, find refuge in Israel, but they got discriminated to the West so much. There's a movie on Netflix called The Red Result.
What is it called?
The Red Result.
Red Result?
Yeah.
Oh.
The Red Result. It's about a group of black Jews trying to go into Israel. It's a big movement to go to.
Yeah. So basically, that's what I'm thinking about. Basically, the real Jews, being the Israelites, the Negroes, the Latinos, the Native American Indians, those groups of people, because of the fact that they've gone through the curses such as, the transatlantic slave trade.
You know what this is?
Yeah.
Originated in Ethiopia. It was never, because people are saying that Christianity is a white man's religion. It's not. But that was Islam.
Wait, did you say Christianity is a white man's religion?
No, it's not. No, it's not. I didn't say that. I said
The Bible, that's specifically for the Israelites.
I said that. People think that Christian is a white man's religion, but it's not. Christian came from Ethiopia, from Ethiopia and originated from there. The first person was a lady called Lucy. And people are thinking, oh yeah, because of slavery and stuff like that. But you know there's more to it. There's a lot of things that happen in slavery that we don't know.
Yeah. Have you heard of the mark of the beast?
No, I haven't heard of it.
You haven't, like, basically a point in time where people aren't going to be able to buy or sell without having this specific device in their arms, or hands, or forehead. You never heard of it? Have you taken the thing? I don't want to say it because I'm recording.
What thing?
The doses. You don't know what I'm talking about? The jab.
Oh, I took it. The safety.
The safety. I mean, that's pretty much why I'm out here to preach, because our people, the thing is, in our culture, we're not supposed to be taking that type of stuff. But I can bring it out right now. It says in Leviticus chapter 21, verse 5.
I didn't take the second jab though. I didn't take the third jab.
Yeah. I mean, for our people, obviously I don't think it pertains to you, but mainly, as I said, Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. So this is the advice that I'm supposed to give to them, and also those who are in the know. So basically,
how long have you been preaching? How long have you started this?
I think 1 or 2 years now. Yeah. So this is Leviticus chapter 21, verse 5. They shall not make any bald place on their heads, nor shall they shave the edges of their beards, nor, this is the key part, nor make any cuttings in their flesh. So of course that's a commandment from the Most High, of which we call him as Israelites. We call him Yahweh, which means he exists. And also Yahweh shall be in the ancient Hebrew name of the Messiah. Although the world calls him God and Jesus, those are his real names. But the real name, as I said, is Yahweh. That's for God.
Is this about like Native American, Black, Latino?
Yeah, of course. Basically, if you want to simplify things, the Bible is made for them. It's not made for everyone. It's made for them specifically. That's why the Israelites are always talked about within most of the verses in the scriptures. Yeah. So that's just the basic understanding. But yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Just preaching unto whoever's willing to listen. You know, waking up Israelites. Make sure they don't take the mark of the beast. And by the way, this mark of the beast is basically the microchip implant, where, you know, we used to use cash, we used to use cards, and we're still using card and cash, but now we use a card and phone. From there's going to come a point where these ATM machines won't really be available. But
basically, is this going to be recorded? Because I don't like being recorded.
I might have to pause it because I'm running out of space.
Social media.
Yeah, of course.
Oh no, I don't want people seeing my face.
You can just stand there. They're not seeing you. They only see you.
So basically, in Christmas, my mom's friends came and she warned me and my brother about some black witch, black magic, and someone was doing like black magic and stuff like that. It's like, I don't know, apparently the six sixes, I don't know how you say it.
The 3 6s.
Basically, that's gonna come.
Yeah, of course, that's known as the mark of the beast. Basically, what the 6s represent.
Right? That's what, oh my gosh, that's what she told me. She said to me, you have to pray, which I do, I pray on a regular basis because I put God first. And also, she was telling me that someone in my building was doing black magic. But also, I can see there's some devilish things that people are actually doing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Of course, there's a lot of evil that people need to find out about, but you won't really see it on the news. You gotta search up like on other platforms like BitChute, Odyssey.
Black magic's really bad because that's like more like an African thing. And I remember my cousin talking about how her dad is being cursed by it, by her stepmom. Apparently her stepmom's really bad.
And that's one thing as well. Not all people who are called Africans are actually Africans. some of them, or if not most of them, are probably Israelites. That's the thing. They don't really know.
But Israel don't accept black people.
Huh?
What do you think about Israel?
Not you know the Israel that exists today.
Yes.
Where the Jews are. Well, not Jews, but the so-called Jews. As I said, there's fake Jews and real Jews. So I call them fake Jews because the thing is, they don't apply to the curses of Deuteronomy 28, which is a main identifier of who those Israelites are. So basically, you were going to say something about it.
What's that?
Well, this?
Yeah.
This is basically a garment. So basically, I think in the book of Numbers,
Yeah.
we're commanded essentially to wear a garment where we have a blue ribbon and we've got fringes like these on the corner of our garments as well, when we preach especially. So it's like a custom that we need to follow. So yeah, we try our best to follow, but of course we're not really perfect with what we do.
Nobody's perfect, but what you do is the right thing.
We try, that's the point.
That's all I can say.
Well, you're going to say something about the thing, the Jews over, well, the fake Jews over there.
Well, I'm going to be honest, I remember when Malcolm X said something about the Jews not liking black people. I forgot what he said, but he was right. He was right.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because the fake Jews over there, of course they wouldn't like us Negroes, because of the fact that I think we're the ones who are actually the real Jews, as I said. In fact, let me get another scripture to prove that too. Because I said the main identifier in order to know what is an Israelite is through Deuteronomy chapter 28. Let me just get that quick. But in this life right now, the situation that we're in with this pandemic,
it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Coronavirus.
Another one's coming.
Got Ukraine and Russia.
Yeah.
You got my country, Tigray, Ethiopia. What else is going to come next?
Well, of course, the mark of the beast, that's like the final one. But before then, they could have multiple stuff like pestilences, you know, COVID-19 is just one. There could be multiple pestilences, viruses. I mean, you know, zombies, I don't know. Literally, because the Bible does talk about
something scary is
cannibalism.
Ka shalom akim kal halalim la lashaja Yahweh Bahasham Zakwana Dan Yahweh Mashayach Bahasham Rahak Kodash, and double Instagram was an apostles as well. Thank Yahweh for giving me the power in order to make this video. And Akim, this is pretty much a continuation from the previous camp, which was yesterday, which was Monday the 7th, and today is the 8th, which is Tuesday. But I was continuing on because the majority of that video was pretty much taken up by the heathen that came to me, because I recognized her as well, because we used to be former classmates, former friends in school. So that's pretty much why we exchanged greetings. But Khan, and of course you heard a few things that she said as well about some other stuff as well, just bringing some type of confusion. Of course, that's why there were certain times in the video as well I was just letting her talk in it, because I didn't want to try and waste too much time in terms of arguing over this type of stuff. Because, you know, at times when arguing with the heathen, it's pretty much a waste of your time when you're supposed to be edifying the flock. As I said, I was supposed to be doing a lesson, and she came and then she brought out some questions. Obviously she was genuine as well, but you know, I haven't seen her in some time as well. But anyways, I wrote down a few points as well, which I noticed from what she said too. So she was pretty much talking about Christianity rooted from Ethiopia. Then she mentioned this movie as well, based on I think she said, I'll put it in post-production, yeah, I think I'll go right here as well. What's it called? It's called the Red Sea Diving Resort. Yeah, I think that's the name. Yeah, she called it something else, but I think this is what she was talking about, the Red Sea Diving Resort, about the so-called not even vacation, but I think the migration of Ethiopian Jews. The thing is, I did a little bit of research on this. Apparently they're called, another name for these Ethiopian Jews as well is Beta Israel. And that's interesting as well, because we know that all the other Jews, apart from, you know, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, and of course the speckled bird of today too, those are the ones that consist of the real Israelites too. And of course, as I was saying in the previous video about Deuteronomy chapter 28 curses being the main identifier of these Jews. So of course this is just more confusion that she was pretty much bringing in that in the previous camp video. But as I said, I just let her run her mouth in it. But I was just mainly concerned about just telling the truth about Israelites and the fact that basically pertain to the role of what I'm supposed to do there as a preacher of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And yeah, the next thing she mentions as well, of course, Christmas, as I said, probably a heathen. I mean, the only reason why, generally speaking, the only reason why she really came is because of the fact that she recognized my face. Of course, if Akim or preaching, and then an old friend comes by, of course, you might exchange some greetings. So that's pretty much the only reason why she came. If we didn't know each other and then she was just a normal, typical heathen, she could have just walked by, to be honest. Minded her own business. So she's probably a heathen. I mean, I don't know. I don't think she's a speckled bird, but probably just a normal, average heathen. So yeah, she pretty much celebrates Christmas. But as I said in the video as well, pertaining to the juice, the false hope about our people not taking it. Because I said specifically to her, it may not pertain to you. The reason why I said that, because I'm not sure if she's a speckled bird. Of course, maybe in time I might find out. But right now, as I said, I'm just seeing her as a heathen right now. So, come on, let me get to the scripture too. Then Yaharatazar, after I talk about the points that she mentioned, I'm gonna go back to the video where I was talking about the Jake. He still thinks the mark of the beast is generations away. So let me get the scripture, Jeremiah 10. But yeah, you just gotta be careful, man, because seasons pass by, whatever vessels may be used, things spirits can also use them. That's what you gotta know. Because as she came, of course, she was just talking and talking and talking, and I know in my mind, of course, it's pretty much vanity that she's talking. Most of it, of course, but she does mention a few points like black magic, of course. Jake is into that nonsense, and what else? And yeah, she was pretty much genuine about learning about the mark of the beast when I mentioned it. Because Akim, as she was talking, I just wanted to get into the topics of the scriptures, so that's why you might see some topic change in the previous camp video, which is camp 55. This video right now that you're watching, the clip before that, which is the camp video that I did, that's the camp that I'm referring to. Oh, can't. So let me read Jeremiah. So it says, so of course, as she said, she pretty much was talking about Christmas and the fact that her auntie came or something, some type of relative came and talked to her about some black magic, warning her of it. And yeah, I'm just talking about the fact that she mentioned Christmas, which means that she obviously celebrates it. As I said, I still look at her as a heathen anyways, but as I said, time will come. I mean, in time we'll find out whether she just be a typical heathen. Of course, the sign's already there. She's already taken the juice. She celebrates the thing, the heathen customs, and of course she's Ethiopian as well. So yeah, let me just get to the point before I start waffling. Okay. So Jeremiah 10, I think verse 2 to 4. Yeah, it says here, thus saith the Lord. So okay, this is Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Verse 3, for the customs of the people are vain, which means worthless. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with an axe, with the axe. Verse 4, they deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. So of course that's just talking about back in those days. They used to get actual trees. Of course right now they got artificial trees where they just buy from a local, not even local, a supermarket, Tesco, Asda, Argos. Those are like UK supermarkets. Probably in America, Babylon, you guys probably go, not so lucky, other heathens will probably go to Walmart or something, some kind of big supermarket. But the point being is, back in the day they used to use axes, they chop off trees, then they bring it into their homes, then they deck it out with silver and all types of jewelry and whatever, which is vain, and then they fasten it, which means they put it so that it can stand. And that's basically a form of idolatry as well, of course, because they're bringing so much attention to something that's worthless. And we know in Christianity right now, they see it as the birth of Jesus Christ, which is also a false power, a false idol. That's not even the name of Yahushua. I mean, that's not even the name of the Messiah. So of course they got it all wrong from the beginning anyways. But anyways, that's just that Christmas thing done out of the way. The reason why I mentioned it as well, because there's like little signs that I see. She's probably just a typical heathen anyways. But yeah, calm. So the next point as well, she mentions black magic, devilish things, and then trying to link it with the mark of the beast. But I told her that the mark of the beast is actually the microchip implant, which I think I said before I even asked her. Actually, after I asked her about the thing, about whether she's taking the juice, the dose, you know, the false hope as I used to call it, and I still call it false hope as well. So and then yeah, she says she's already taken one, but she hasn't taken the second one, and then she said it's for safety. So of course that's just another sign right there. You know, you could just be a typical heathen, because you know Jake right now, not all Jakes, but you know Jake right now, if they have a certain spirit, if they be destined to be part of that 1/3, or even part of the elect 144,000, you know, certain things that they do, you'll be able to see that this could be a potential 1/3. The issue means by now they probably wouldn't they would have not taken the juice, which means they're starting to put their trust even more in Esau Edom if they take the juice. That's the thing, which is folly. Then the second step as well, of course, they'll be getting into this knowledge. Yahweh Shem Yashai would have brought their spirit into this knowledge too, or they would have directed them to a prophet that's already prophesying in the powers and bowers in order to meet them and then communicate with them. But anyways, of course, you just gotta test the spirit. That's the point. And pertaining to testing the spirit, that's also another. That's pretty much what led me to make that video, because I was testing the spirit of a Jake in my school when we were talking about the mark of the beast, about the microchip implant. But I'll get to that soon. So the next point that she mentioned, oh yeah, of course she asked here, what do I think may happen next? And I did say, I did mention pestilences, cannibalism, which was pretty much the final word before it transitioned here. And I said maybe even zombies as well, because you know Akim have been having those dreams as well. I remember, I think the brother, I think his name might be Aharon Amath, the brother of Bakwa Amath, basically. The brother of Bakwa Amath had a dream that those who took the max, of course, there was a certain time of the day where they were more prone to the desire of pretty much eating people. I think that's what his dream was. But basically, they had that desire in order to eat flesh, live flesh. And of course, in the dream, Yahweh Shem Yashai has that hedge around the ark here, around the brother. Ark, his brother. So he had a hedge around the brother, which even though it came to that time where that zombie instinct within those who took the juice, the false hope, came, the thing is, Yahweh Shem Yashai still protected him, so the zombies couldn't even touch him, couldn't even come too close to him. That's the thing. So Yahweh says, oh, we're going to be in that spirit, that strong spirit in the time to come, that powerful spirit. So that's why I mentioned zombies. I also mentioned pestilences, probably worse than the one that's going on, or that had gone on since 2020. And then also cannibalism as well. So of course I also said I don't know, because you know I don't specifically know the order of which these things are going to happen, but you know, Yahweh things speed up. As we know, this year is deemed to be the year of turn up, man. Things are going to get turned up. They're going to increase in speed and in the quantity of what's going to happen in terms of how prophecy is going to be springing off as well. So the next point as well, oh yeah, and of course, as I said, as I kept mentioning just now as well, you know, you got to test the spirit. As I said, I see her as a typical heathen anyways. And it says here, and I wrote down a note as well, because I rewatched the clip that Joachim saw too. I mentioned heathen says she prays on a regular basis, and as we know, the heathens, as it says in I think it says it in Isaiah, and also a book in 2nd Esdras. The one I know is mainly 2nd Esdras, 6 verse 56. About them being as a droplet, a spittle. So this is 2nd Esdras chapter 6 verse 56. As for the other people which so okay, let me read it again. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 6 verse 56. As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So that means a group of heathens, a group of them, they're represented as a droplet from a bucket, which is like the vessel is pretty much mentioned like a container of water. Then imagine a drop came from that container. That's what the group of heathens are represented as, which means they're worthless. That's essentially what 2nd Esdras 6 verse 56 means. And even to add on to that, it says, but be like unto spittle. It says, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle. So of course it don't really matter if it be so that she's a heathen, which, as I said, I believe she's a heathen. Then the thing is, whatever she does, it doesn't really matter anyways. Like, if she prays, if she thinks she's praying, it don't matter. They're already gone, they're worthless anyways, and they're gonna play their role in Yahushua's kingdom. That's literally what it is. What we care about, what I care about, is pretty much preaching unto Israel, which is another reason why I think I'm making this clip as well, to add on to the previous camp too, because she took up most of the time there as well. Well, of course I was just answering her questions, man, but yeah, she also asked about the garments as well, and then I also mentioned it was Numbers, but I didn't know what chapter within Numbers that was talking about the blue outline or ribbon or something. Let me read it out right now. So okay, pertaining to what we need to wear as we preach as well. So this is Numbers chapter 15 verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a riband of blue. So of course that strip of blue on top of the fringes, that's essentially what she saw as well, which made her ask. So then I was trying to refer to it, but of course I didn't really know the exact scripture. But I'll share that now. Of course it's Numbers 15 verse 38 in terms of what Israelites are supposed to wear, and it said generations after, so it means each generation of Israelites are supposed to be wearing this. So especially as they preach as well. That's the thing out there in the highways and byways. Let's see. So that's pretty much the point right there, man. But as I said, what heathens do, it don't really matter anyways. But I was just trying to address the fact that she was taking up much of the space in the video too. And yeah, when I mentioned about the Ethiopian Jews as well, as I said, we only care about those of who are in this truth right now. Pretty much, that's pretty much who we care about, and those who are gonna awaken to that truth. We don't really care about any other people, or the fake Jews that are in that land right now, that land of Israel right now, or whether it be Beta Israel, which is another name for these Ethiopian Jews too. But I was pretty much not in the spirit to try and converse with her, if that's even a word. So but basically talk too much with her, because don't want to get into too much confusion. Let's see. Yeah, can't converse. So converse is actually a word. So yeah, I wasn't really too willing to converse too much with her, but I try my best to just bring out some scriptures, some precepts. But yeah, she could typically just be a normal heathen, man. But yeah, she's probably a heathen. Anyways, I think I'm just dwelling too much on this argument. But yeah, so back to the video though. This was pretty much last Friday when I was in school, uni, and then I was pretty much, when Arkin want to test spirits of other jakes as well, to see, okay, where's their mindset at in this time, because we're in the times where we're supposed to be getting into Yahweh Shem Yahshai, being serious with him. And I think that this Jake, previously as well, I've also talked to him about the Hebrew Israelites, and he says that he's seen them before in Oxford Circle. So he's probably seen one of the elders there. I think it's Elder Rahal, or probably other brothers there in Oxford Circle, because I know Oxford Circle, a lot of UK Akim, so brothers in the UK have actually went there to preach. So he's probably met them before. And this Jake's like 30 years old as well, you know. As I said, in uni, you just see a variety of people, different ages. But and his point being is, so yeah, I was talking to the Jake, and I was pretty much, I think I asked, I can't really remember the conversation, but I reckon all you Akim can understand it and piece it all together. But yeah, I was talking to the Jake, and I think I'm the one who even propped up the question. I think I mentioned this in the beginning of the camp video, of which I talked about if there was a time where you could only buy or sell, or maybe I mentioned, because I can't really remember it too vividly what I said, but I knew we were talking about the microchip implant. That's for sure, that what I know. So I think I said we're coming into a time where people are not going to be able to buy or sell without having a microchip implant inside their hands or in their brains. So I think I said something along those lines, and then after that, that's when the J started to talk about, we already got chips on our phones, we already got chips on the tablets. He didn't say that, but he mainly said phones. That's the thing, we already got chips on our phones. So of course this Jake right here thinks, and because of that thing that he said just now about chips already being on our phones, it's already following us forever. It's already following us wherever we go, and things majority of society requires these things too, in terms of like chipping a phone, chipping a card. He then told me that he's not really worrying about that type of the microchip implant being the thing for our generation, our lifetime. So that's pretty much what motivated me to make the camp video as well, because you know he's probably not even the thing is he can't be the only Jake who believes that as well, that nonsense. Because Jake right now thinks that the mark of the beast is generations away, and just because of the fact that we got phones that already does that role. But the thing is, Jake, because of that mindset that he has, and the thing is, I literally kept saying like what if we did go to this point? What if we did go to this point? I just kept saying that. What if we did go to this point? The thing is, he still refused to answer the question, you know. Jake was still having that headstrong mind. So of course he may be one of them who he may be just part of the 2/3, you know, because you know majority of 2/3 they also have a weak mind as well. I said headstrong because you know he's resistant towards this mark of the beast, or thing that embracing that reality. When I say embracing, I don't mean accepting, but rather just believing that it's gonna come eventually. That's what I mean. So Jake's just in that unfortunate mindset, man. And pertaining to that, I think I wrote down a few scriptures too about Jake having a headstrong mind, or froward mind. I think that's the one. Yeah, Proverbs 22 verse 5. As it says here, this is Proverbs chapter 22 verse 5. Thorns and snares are in the way of the froward. He that doth keep his soul shall be far from them. So the danger is the thorns and the snares, and that's going to be brought by Esau Edom, man. All around society, they're going to start putting advertisements, you know, to tempt Akim. Well, not Akim. Of course, Akim is not there, but the thing is, Yaratazar is already provided that powerful spirit within most of the Akim, you know, to resist this nonsense. Because we got the knowledge that we got right now, where we know those who take the mark of the beast are going to die. That's the thing. But not that type of knowledge isn't within all Jakes right now. 2/3 they may receive it, but the thing is, they're not actually going to receive it. So of course, when they hear it, it's just going to go in and then go out. They're not going to listen to it. They're going to be ignorant. So it says thorns and snares are in the way of the froward. And froward pretty much means headstrong or stubborn. That's the thing. In fact, let me search up again just to confirm. Definition of froward. It says right here, difficult to deal with. That's what it means. So of course, Jake right there, as I was talking to him, that's the thing. He didn't want to accept that reality, man. You could tell from his spirit. Of course, Joachim weren't there, but I could tell, you know. That's the thing. When you talk to some brothers, when I say brothers, I'm talking about, like, you know, Israelites who maybe in the world, you know, they don't want to come back to Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. They don't want to take it too seriously yet. As I said, not yet. The thing is, the confirmer is going to be when that test comes, when that mark of the beast comes as well, or when that Jacob's trouble truly ramps up, which Yahweh this year. Things start to turn up Yahweh, because you know we're all tired of this kingdom. That's the thing. That's the truth right there. We're tired of this kingdom. We're tired of Esau Edom trying to pump up himself, thinking that he's the one to just be focused on, because you know people idolize Esau Edom in multiple ways. Whereas, let me get back to the topic. So yeah, this Jake thinks just because of the fact that we got chips on our phones, all these micro nano chips, whatever, in our phones, just because of the fact that we own these devices and we carry them everywhere, he thinks that it's not going to be a problem for our lifetime, but it's going to be for a problem for the next generation. He literally said that his great grandchildren are probably going to be the ones who are going to worry about it. He even went to the extent of even saying that I think people who don't have it, what did he even say? Oh, he pretty much said it as though the mark of the beast is going to be a normality, which yeah, we know it's going to be a normality. Well, for a short period of time before, you know, Yahushua comes into the scene and everything's going to be wrecked up. Yaharatazar, the arguments are all going to have that spiritual power. Everything's going to be wrecked up as well. Then Yahushua's kingdom is going to come into play. But the thing is, he thinks that transition into that beast system fully is generations away, which is folly to think of. As I said, as it says in Proverbs 22 verse 5, thorns and snares are in the way of the froward. As I said, froward means difficult to deal with. So of course, as I was testing his spirit, thing about the mark of the beast of what he would do, the thing is, Jake's just in that relaxed spirit, thinking everything's gonna be cheerful and joyful, you know, not ready for what's about to come. That's why it's gonna come to them as a shock. That's why I'm here trying to warn him, trying to basically make him aware that this mark of the beast system is coming here, this microchip implant is coming. And the thing is, he's just thinking we don't have to worry about it. That's most Jake right now. And there's another scripture as well pertaining to simplicity of the mind, man. That's Jake right there. Okay, it says here, this is Proverbs chapter 1, Proverbs chapter 1 verse 22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. It says how long ye simple ones. And that's the thing, man. How long is Jake gonna remain in that mindset where that everything's gonna be relaxed, good, things you don't have to worry about the mark of the beast? How long? That's the thing. That's why it says ye simple ones. Most of 2/3 Jakes are in that simplistic mindset, man, thinking that the mark of the beast ain't gonna come. It's a pity for Jake right now, man, but the RS is our kingdom come, everything's gonna be good, but you know, they just gotta take that fire away. Now, that the thing is, if Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, if it's within Yahweh's will that he comes just before that final exam, which is before Esau then declares the mark of the beast that everyone must have it, the thing is, in that time, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua may put that spirit upon him in order to reject the mark of the beast, if he is actually serious about this truth of fearing Yahweh Hashem Yahshua and and also pretty much just obeying him and doing his will. If he's serious, then Yahweh's will, he may put the spirit, but of course, as we know, 2/3 are more than the 1/3. So Akim, And I said, like, wherever you are, whatever community you may be in, you might test the Jake spirit. And you test the Jake spirit. Not all Jake spirits are actually going to be attracted to the word, of course. And of course, they're not really gonna take. Not most of them are probably not gonna take what you're saying seriously as well, which is another pity as well for Jake. You know, like, they don't even realize the importance of this truth. They don't realize the importance of who they are as well. They just want to still live in that Babylonian mindset, man. Being a slave, it's just a new form of slavery, anyways. You still gotta have a job. You still gotta serve Esau Edom. It's just a new form of slavery. That's literally it. But anyways, can we see how long I've been recording? Okay, calm. It's 28 minutes. But Akim, I think I'm gonna close out right there, man. But you know, Akim, whenever you can. Sometimes you may test the spirit of Jake. If the spirit leads, the spirit leads. If the spirit doesn't lead, the spirit doesn't lead. So Yaras are you brothers also edified, man, and also, you know, we just gotta keep persevering and keep enduring. Yaras he has mercy on us, because we're really gonna need His mercy in this time, that spiritual power as well. Like I said, Yaras when that spiritual power comes, oh my gosh. Akim, I know, Akim, Salaki, I'm already stuttering now. But basically, Akim are pretty much meditating upon what they're gonna do in that day when spiritual power is gonna come as well. Which Yaras maybe I might make another video. You know, might make a few edits, but yeah. Well, the point is, you know, Akim have been meditating upon spiritual power, and as I said, when that, well, I don't know if I've even said this before, but when that moment comes, depending on the situation or wherever I am, the thing is, I'm gonna take away that thing, those Catholic churches, man, that those churches that brought confusion to Jake, they're gonna get demolished. That's literally it. That's gonna be one of the top priorities, when I get that spiritual power. That is if I get it, and then I don't really have, I'm on my own, and when I get it as well, like thing. When I say I'm on my own, let's say if there weren't many people to either heal, or maybe I could be with a few brothers as well. Literally, I'm still gonna demolish all these idols, man. Islam with his synagogues, even the fake Jews and their synagogues, I'm gonna demolish that. Go from country to country, literally. When that time comes, the heathens aren't gonna see what's gonna come, man. They're not gonna know what's coming, literally. But anyways, before I start rambling on, Call halalim la Alashadar Yahweh, Bahasham Zakwana Dan Yahushai, Mashayach, Bahasham Hakodash, and double honors to the great Muslim apostles as well. And Yaratazar, you all came also edified as well too. So, you know, just keep praying, man. Keep praying for that spiritual power, keep praying for the wisdom in order to be able to handle that spiritual power as well. Because, you know, you imagine thing, because, you know, Yahushua did say, which one of you can take thought in order to add a stature, or add 1 cubit to your stature, to your height. So if it by that logic alone, imagine you had the spiritual power to just manifest things out of your thoughts. So obviously you can manifest food, you can manifest bowls in order to contain that food. You can manifest weapons in order to use, literally. So if you want to manifest a sword or some kind of laser gun, whatever, some kind of like fireball or something, you've just been manifesting it from your thought. So of course that's going to take some wisdom and control as well, so that, you know, you're able to handle it. So of course keep praying for that, and you can also keep praying for the fall of Babylon as well. So Karnak, I'm just going to end it there. Shalom. And also I'll just do it again. Qal halalim la Allah shajah Yahweh Bahasham Zakwana Dan Yahusham Mashayach Bahashir Hakudash. And Allah Shajah means power almighty, and Zakwan Adan means ancient Lord, because, you know, Yahushua is the ancient of all lords. He's the Lord of the lords, which makes him the ancient Lord. So Khan. Anyway, shalom.